Please stand and remove your caps for the playing of the national anthem by the Smithson Valley High School Marching Band under the direction of Mr. Michael Childress.
It's tournament time. Happy playoffs 2025, and the Rangers begin defense of the 2024 5A High School Football Championship in Division I. If the regular season got us leading up to this point, then the playoffs is where that trophy is to be claimed once again. The road to the UIO State Championship is presented by your Texas Ford dealers for Smithson Valley. In District 13 5A Division I, a 9-1 record overall. 8 straight wins coming in for the Rangers into this second season. For the Southside Cardinals, they are here as the 4th seed of the District 14 5A in Division I. Jay, Southwest, Nixon, and the Cardinals, the 4 teams out of that league who are in Region 4 on this side of the bracket here as we begin the 2025 high school football playoffs, again presented by your Texas Ford dealers. Hector Ledesma alongside Christian Hallam, and Christian, should be a fun night, always is when the playoffs start. And oh, by the way, for the Smithson Valley Rangers this year, a playoff run that is start in defense of a state championship.
Oh, by all means, it is another road for Smithson Valley to potentially have their 3rd straight appearance potentially at the state championships. If they can just do their job in the playoffs, as they always have done in the last 2 years, they have a really good shot at going really far, I think. And looking at some of their team this year, we could see some guys like Ty Knutson go off. That's the quarterback for Smithson Valley. And Caleb Piegler is back in the game at running back here. And Hudson Woods and Truth Duval. So be on the lookout for these guys, and here we go.
How about Hunter Hogg started the postseason in style? An opening kickoff return for a touchdown. We said it moments ago. Happy 2025 playoffs. It certainly is for the Rangers.
Man, what a way to start it off right there. I mean, just we opened up and here we go. Like, you're watching football for those watching at home. I mean, the very first kickoff of the game, we just see a return and all the blocks were well executed. Doesn't look like there's any yellow laundry on the field on that one.
There is none. And so Trent Amaya on to make it 7-0, 13 seconds into the tournament here in 2025. Snap, hold, kick, good. And just like that, the Rangers jumping on top, 7-0. Hunter Hogg here on the Rangers Network, courtesy of NFHS Network, streaming to you on that platform. You have seen and heard that name plenty throughout the regular season. Hunter, the leading receiver for the Rangers, 654 yards receiving, 35 receptions, 7 touchdowns through the air. That, Christian, his first touchdown on special teams. He's been a kick returner, a punt returner throughout the year, and what a time to pick to get his first 6 of the season on that side of the ball.
Yeah, he's just an all-around guy that I think Coach Larry Hill and his staff is using to be really just an athlete out there, really proving his skills. And so watching him on that play, I mean, for a kid his size and his strength and, you know, with his dad coaching here at the high school too, I mean, he's been ingrained in the system. What a way to have an awesome athlete make some plays for your squad on the Smithson Valley Rangers. So there you go.
Amaya to kick us off. A look at which way the wind is blowing. He's kicking into the wind. And I note that because that's about the only thing that stops him normally from getting a touchback. This one returnable, but the Cardinals will let it bounce through the end zone, and they'll start their first possession of the ball game at their own 25-yard line.
I think the Cardinals there maybe just thought that it'd be smarter just to play it safe here.
Starting quarterback for Southside, a young man named Josiah Escobar, 1,100 yards passing on the season, 7 touchdowns. When he goes to the air, look for him to go to Jaden Iglesias, leading receiver for Cardinals, 61 receptions, 610 yards, 4 touchdowns. On the ground, they'll go to Joel Isaiah Pritchard, 644 yards rushing for Pritchard. Handoff
And
on 1st and 10. Go ahead, Christian.
Sorry, I was just going to say, pay attention to this defense now in Smithson Valley if you're watching, right? They run what we call a 4-3. So if you're watching out there, just understand that this defense has been stacked. They've had good statistics all season. We've watched Truth Duval L kind of go off and make some big-time plays in this regular season, but now we're in the playoffs. Let's see if their defensive line can really elevate it and make some good stops here.
It's a loss of a yard, so 2nd and 11. Escobar shotgun, twins to each side. First pass of the game, slot, incomplete. He was looking in the direction of Samuel Corona.
Yeah, I don't think that the quarterback, if he just could have connected it, I think he had a better shot for this quick game pass here. But on the replay, right, we're seeing that these are short game passes. The Southside Cardinals are probably thinking in their game plan here, from a former quarterback myself, that they're going to have to get the ball out quick with a very fast and strong Smithson Valley defense.
Defensive ends for the Rangers. Caleb Barrows, number 95. Hudson Woods, 92. Hudson verbally committed to SMU. The defensive lineman, Justin Roberts, committed to UTEP verbally. And Kyle Bierman, number 99 is Roberts. Number 90 is Bierman. On 3rd and 11, Escobar has to get rid of it. Pressured by Woods. Incomplete and a punt for the Cardinals on their first possession of the ball game.
So really, what are we seeing now is if you go 3 and out on your first possession, that is a game. That's kind of a game changer here for your offense. That really kind of demoralizes to some degree. I know as a former player myself, you never want any 3 and out scenarios. So, based on the game of football, if you can get the first down on that first drive, that's crucial to kind of developing some momentum here.
Cardinals quarterback Josiah Escobar also handles punting and kicking duties. His kick's a good one. It takes a Cardinal bounce. Noah Johnson fields it around the 28, across the field to the 25, 35, I should say, and he's just shy of it appears. And that's where the Rangers will start their second possession. Well, actually, their first possession. They didn't need to touch it offensively to get the first points of the board.
Yeah, because from that last one, Hector, we saw Hunter Haug return it for a big touchdown in that very first kickoff of the game, right? And so now let's see Smithson Valley coming out, okay? Watching their offense, they're very historically known for Larry Hill being very consistent, and he follows the book of the statistics, as we call it. So coming out, we should see Smithson Valley coming out in what we call a pistol offense, and where the tailback is behind the quarterback, and they are very explosive at times, so let's see what they do.
Ty Knutson at the signal caller spot. 1,627 passing yards. Here's Hogg again. Got the first touch of the ball game. Gets the first touch from scrimmage offensively for the Rangers. Near side, run out of bounds at the 46. First down for the Rangers on first down.
I like that play right there. Look, Coach Hill knows what he's doing, obviously, and for any coach on the first play, they usually come out with something a little tricky, or sometimes just stay consistent. But that was a good call there. Made some good ground and got another first down right off the first play. Love it.
We've already talked about Hunter's receiving yardage and his skills on the punt and kick return teams. 47 yards rushing as well in 2025. That is 7th carry when you include the regular season. Knutson keeps here near midfield, gets to it with a final dive. Ty rushing for nearly 200 yards on the season, 186. 3.4 every time he touches the ball. 5 touchdowns with his legs, along of 19 on 55 official keeps or carries from that quarterback spot.
Yeah, and so we're going to see a lot of this Smithson Valley offense too. Watch as how they drive the ball down the field. They love to run the ball, and they love what they call the stretch play. So we might see the stretch being run here on the second and 6 scenario.
Knutson back to pass, first attempt, sideline, intended for Haug, a little long.
Yep, and so again, I must have stand corrected. They decided to throw the ball, which again, not a good, not to question any coaching there, but just to say that Smithson Valley historically loves to run the ball, so we could see that more throughout the game. But right now, they're just trying to get an early shot down the field and make it play so that they can score and put some points on the board.
Talked about Knutson's 1,627 yards in 2025, completed 66.5% of his passes, 18 touchdowns through the air, just the 1 interception, in completing 121 of the 182 passes he threw during the regular season. Whistles.
Looks like we got a flag on the far side of the field there.
Oh, the Rangers moved early.
False start. I didn't catch that number, what he said, Hector, but we have a false start on the offense there. That's going to move us back 5 yards, unfortunately.
Yeah, 3rd and 6 now becomes 3rd and 11. The ball at the 45-yard line exactly. I was checking to see maybe it was closer to the 44, but it is the 45. Trips to Knutson's left. Looks that way. Over the middle, complete, first down, Rangers.
Nice catch there, too. Okay, great throw. So anytime you have an empty backfield, even the defense is expecting it on that play. Love to see it. But quarterback Knutson takes a little 3-step drop into the pocket, has plenty of time, sets, makes a nice little throw into that hole shot between the linebackers and the safeties, and makes a good complete pass for another first down.
Haug has his first reception to go with a kick return for a touchdown and a carry in this ball game already. We're just 2.5 minutes in. Caleb Pegler with the carry, 30. Make that Gunnar Sjoquist. Gunnar with a first down for the Rangers. Caleb got the start, but Sjoquist in there on that play.
Yeah, there's that stretch play that I was talking about earlier, and they decide to run the stretch to the weak side boundary on this play, and they believe Smithson Valley and the coaches know what they're doing, trying to get outnumbered positions where they have more offensive blockers than the defense had defenders, and it worked to run it to that side that time.
Ball at the 27. Back-to-back first downs for the Rangers. Knutson shotgun. Looking over the middle, Haug again.
Nice throw there, too. Haug's been making some plays all night so far early in the first quarter, but Knutson's proven himself to be a really precise quarterback with his throwing abilities, too.
Haug will take a breather. Jacob Kirk coming in at that receiver spot. Ball at the 15. On the Rangers' first possession of the ball game. Took the opening kick back 75-plus yards for an early 7-0 lead.
And we're probably going to see a little more conservative offensive play style here in the red zone, which is getting close to the end zone.
Sjoquist going left, has a hole. Cross the line of scrimmage, and then 2 more.
Yep, and play very conservative. Notice how when offenses get into this red zone, for those watching at home, just understand that this red zone means that they are within the 20 yards of scoring distance, and they're going to play it conservative, or most teams decide to keep the ball safe here and not try to fumble or cause any drastic changes to their offense.
2nd and 7, they're going to give Sjoquist 3 on that carry. Braxton Sawyer in motion. Knutson rolling to his right. Surveying, back toward the middle of the end zone, intercepted. He was looking for Jacob Kirk.
as a quarterback, that hurts to watch, Hector. I know, one thing I was always told, and for those watching at home, just understand that, quarterbacks make mistakes. We're not perfect, right? But one thing I was always taught was never throw the ball late to the middle, and it hurts to see quarterbacks sometimes get a little flustered and make decisions like that. But Southside now has a chance to go score and maybe get a potential drive going. They have the advantage and the momentum on their side now that they just got the interception. So this really kind of shakes up what we call the momentum of the game.
Joey Ramirez, ball hawking safety for the Cardinals with the pick. 5 interceptions now on the year when you include his 4 on the regular season. There's a pitch, first carry, and it's a pretty good one of the possession here for their running back, who we mentioned, Pritchard, top of the broadcast. I think he got the ball on the first play of the game from scrimmage. Pritchard, 644 yards rushing, 8 touchdowns this season, picks up 5 on 1st and 10.
Yeah, good old-fashioned run the ball, right? Just pound the rock, as they call it, and they get some good yards. 5 yards is plenty of yards for any offense. So just for those at home, again, know that as an offensive coordinator, coach, and player, if you can get more than 4 and 5 yards, you're doing pretty good.
Pritchard again. This time not nearly the success. Justin Roberts among several Rangers, so was Colton Hornsby. Leading tackler for the Rangers with 74 on the regular season. Hornsby, Jacob Stover, and Weston Haney making up the linebacker crew for Smithson Valley. Hunter Haug and Liam McGee, the corners. Yes, Hunter, for those of you who may be tuning in and maybe didn't catch us here on the Rangers Network throughout the regular season, Hunter does go both ways. Noah Johnson, a safety. Bladen Camacho, the other safety for Smithson Valley.
Yep, and a defensive line like that, when Smithson Valley makes big-time stops, any defensive line out there that makes big-time plays like that and fills the gaps and plugs those holes, as we call it, for football terminology, that's going to be a game-changer for the opponent.
3rd and 4, miscommunication. Escobar throwing toward the sideline. All of his receivers ran inside routes, though, and a 4th and 4 at their own 26 coming up.
Yeah, there looks to be a little bit of miscommunication. I could be wrong, but trying to read it from the box here, I think this quarterback may be having some miscommunication or misthrowing opportunities to some of his receivers that could really help them kind of get those first downs.
Josiah Escobar now scooting back. Again, their quarterback is their punter, also handles their kicking duty, standing at his own 13-yard line. Gets this one away, line drive kick, takes a bounce over Haug's head, and Hunter will let it roll out of bounds. The Rangers will start at their own 25-yard line.
That's a pretty good boot right there by the punter / quarterback, isn't it?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, and I was talking with the Smithson Valley coaches earlier today, and they had some value and some respect in some of their players over at Southside High School. So, just know that if a quarterback can play as a punter, he becomes another immediate threat on the field and has a pretty good leg to boot it far. That sets really good field position for their defense now to have a better chance at defending the Smithson Valley offense.
Briley Bowman, the starting left tackle for the Rangers. Cannon Wheeler, the left guard. Kyle Gugliotta, the center. Clinton Goss, the right guard. Aiden Verrett, the right tackle. Gugliotti, the center. As the pass goes out to Isaiah Reggie, in for the first time, and Isaiah right away getting to work the reception and first down yardage for the Rangers.
That's exactly what you want to do as an offensive coordinator right there. Great call by the coaches on Smithson Valley, and Coach Hill throws a little pop play, as we called it, okay? That's a simple, nice little screen pass out to one of your best receivers, either the 1 or 2, who's got some speed. Give him the ball, get some blocking on the edge, and it's off to the races.
Reggie, 14 catches in the regular season, 134 yards, a touchdown, 9.6 yards per reception. 1st and 10 at their own 43. Sawyer in motion. Here's Gunnar Shelquist coming right across the 45 and stopped short. Well, I shouldn't say short, but a short gain, maybe 2, depending on the spot.
Right. It looked like that call, they were trying to get Sawyer to motion over and make a executing block for an extra blocker on that weak side here, the boundary side. But from here, it maybe didn't look like that block completely got fulfilled, or even the defensive ends were able to kind of stunt and crash and kind of plug up that hole quickly, right? So I see where they're going with the ball, but in great decision. We just got to execute some blocks.
2nd and 7 at the 46. Knutson delayed, met right at the line. Not a whole lot actually behind the line. Not a whole lot there. A big stop there for the Cardinals. Juan Alanis clogging that middle up for the Cardinals. Alanis, the nose guard. Alejandro Casas, the defensive end. They play Fabian Varela at that defensive tackle spot. Zachary Wilkins, Maddox Salazar, Arturo Banda, and Junior Sanchez, their linebackers. Samuel Corona, Jesus Morales, the corners. Tristan Cervera, and the man who got the interception on the previous possession, Joey Ramirez, are their 2 safeties. 3rd and 11, back to pass. Complete. It's Jacob Kirk at midfield into Southside territory. Appears to be a yard shy, setting up a 4th and 1 at the Southside 48.
So Southside did a really good job there with their defensive line on the previous play, plugging up the holes and filling the gaps really well and getting a sack while they had the chance or a loss of yards. And that actually prevents Smithson Valley offense from getting that first down on that 3rd down play there previously with the pass. So for Southside, that's really good. For Smithson Valley, they're hoping to hopefully score get the first down on this play here.
4th and 1 at the 48. Gunnar Sjoquist. It'll depend on the spot. I think he got it. I think forward progress will be good enough. Yep, there it is, first down.
Yep. So Smithson Valley is very lucky there that they didn't lose that drive. And Southside is proven on this defensive drive to be a stellar defense and kind of make some tough decisions for their offense.
Play action to Sjoquist, looking deep as Knutson. Brody Wick at the 30. Down at the 25, Brody's first reception of the night. 21 receptions, 321 yards in 2025. Scored 4 times, 15.3 yards per catch every time he gets his hands on it.
I mean, look at the athleticism in that catch, too. Running across the field, making it look easy. Looks like a stellar athlete. Gets the first down. Way to go, Brody. Nice job.
At the 26, Rangers in the Southside red zone for the 2nd time in as many possessions. Wick and Hunter Haug, the receivers, to our side. Braxton Sawyer in motion in front of Knutson. Gunnar Sjoquist to carry. That Southside defensive line doing a nice job so far of controlling the Rangers' running attack.
Yep, and so now we're starting to see that Smithson Valley run offense try to get reestablished, okay? This is critical because Southside's been proving on this drive that they're stuffing the gaps and filling those holes like I mentioned, okay? Those A, B, and C gaps are not working right now, but Smithson Valley is just trying to break through with some run game.
Juan Alanis, the nose guard, in on that stop. 12 tackles for loss this season for Juan. Knutson, bootleg to his right. Lets it go corner. Reggie out of bounds.
Yeah, they just can't connect. They're trying to pass the ball, getting a lot of pressure from Southside. And Smithson Valley is taking it any chance they can outside, rolling out, bootlegs, okay, play action passes. It's all open and it's all there, but they just need to find a way to connect if they want to put in another 6 points here.
Ball's at the 27. 3rd and 11. Second, 3rd and long. As a matter of fact, second specific 3rd and 11 of the drive for the Rangers. They converted the previous time they had. They actually got to within a 4th and 1 and then got the first down conversion on that 4th and short. Here's Knutson. Across, intended for Haug, incomplete.
Southside had some good defense there, one-on-one with Hunter Haug. They know he's a threat, so they're going to put a lot of pressure. This is man coverage right here, and Knutson tries to drill it into that man coverage, and that's tough as a receiver. For those watching at home, I used to play receiver as well. I played some quarterback. So both sides, when you have a one-on-one, man-to-man press coverage, it's always hard to kind of throw against a corner who's going to lock down that receiver.
Jesus Morales in coverage, defending that pass. 4th and 11, the Rangers going at the 27 of Southside. Knutson has to roll out, now under pressure. Lets it go. And we'll have a turnover on downs.
So big turnover here for Southside we're seeing. Their defense was able to step up and play some ball game, and here we go. Now for their momentum, this is where this could be a big situational shift, because if you're their offensive coordinator, you're their coach over there on that side, you've got to be thinking, okay, this is a drive that we need to score and kind of capitalize on a turnover in any game against an opponent like Smithson Valley, who's a former state championship winner last year.
Edgar Vasquez, the left tackle for the Southside Cardinals. Juan Alanis, aforementioned nose guard, is also their left guard offensively. Joel Jimenez, the center. Alexander Garcia, the right guard. Fabian Varela, the right tackle. Escobar's the quarterback. In trouble. No chance. Truth Duval L.
There he is, showing his strength again. We've seen him throughout the season, kind of shows a dominance on the D-line, okay? And Southside was looking for a 2x2 receiver setup to try and get the ball out quick, but Duval L proves that you don't need quick game. You can just get back there and force the quarterback a sack, whether it's quick game or the long game.
And that, though he has 3 hurries in 2025 and 3 tackles for loss, that Truth's first sack of the year. Hard to believe he went through the regular season without one, but applying plenty of pressure throughout the season to go along with the fabulous defensive line rotation for the Rangers. Speaking of, they're on top of it there on the running attempt. Hornsby in on that stop as well.
Yeah, and what we're seeing now is this defense is playing some stunts. And by stunts, they're sending in guys into certain gaps and assignments. And these stunts are causing confusion with that offensive line for the Southside Cardinal offense. So if you're watching at home, just understand that there's a reason that they're backed up 3rd and long here. It's hard to defend against some of these stunts with a strong D-line.
Cardinals 3rd and 19. A ways to go if they are to pick up their first down of the night against the Rangers defense that allowed just 9.8 points per game in 2025.
It looks like we have a timeout.
Southside wants to talk. Well, Christian, your thoughts here in the early going, it's interesting because we'll get those thoughts here on the way back. On the way next, back here at Ranger Stadium, Smithson Valley, an early lead on Southside in the playoffs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
All right.
Ranger Stadium, 3rd and 19 is what faces the Southside Cardinals. Their defense has held up well in the first 2 possessions against the Smithson Valley offense. Problem is, Rangers defense is pretty darn salty. Have not allowed the Southside a first down yet. Go ahead, Christian.
I was just going to say quickly that they're in a situation that's tough here on a 3rd and long.
And a sack on a play in which Josiah Escobar had absolutely no chance of getting that ball away.
And nobody wants a 4th and long scenario, especially backed up inside the 10 to the opponent's touchdown here. So it's really tough if you're Southside thinking strategically here. How are you going to get the punt or get the ball out? And with this quarter change, they're going to have to game plan and figure out where they want to punt this ball, how they want to place it, and how quick they got to get it out.
And that's how the first quarter comes to an end with Hudson Wood's 10th sack of 2025. Smithson Valley 7, Southside 0 right here on the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
On 4th and 19, quarter number 2, 4th and 28, pardon me. Second quarter will begin on a low line drive punt. Touched by Southside at the 35, and so the Rangers will start their first possession of the second quarter in great field position. And when I was going to ask you, Christian, moments ago, your thoughts on an opening to this ball game in which Smithson Valley, they've moved the ball offensively. Offensively, though, have yet to put the ball in the end zone while their defense is off to a dominant start again.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting to see a game here 7-0 in the start of the second quarter. So for those watching, this is kind of a shocker if you're a Smithson Valley fan to some degree, but at the same time, like, we know the capability of what this team is able to do, and they've been able to pass the ball a lot downfield. They're struggling with the run game a little bit on offense. And Hector, quite honestly, Southside defense has come in with some clutch opportunities and put the ball in their offense to try and go score, and they haven't connected on offense. So their defense is really seeing some success here.
1st and 10 becoming 1st and 15 movement for the Rangers.
And so we might see that now that we're backed up, or if you're Smithson Valley's offense, seeing that this is backed up another 5, we might see that Smithson Valley may try to take a shot. Sorry.
No, you're good. Newton standing at the Southside 45. There's Piegler coming right, spinning his way inside the 40 for Southside. You know, Christian, I'm pretty sure that there was not a game in which Smithson Valley during the regular season didn't score on either of their first 2 possessions. I'm jogging my memory. And even in the loss to Brennan, they got off to a great start in that ball game. The first quarter was not the issue that night.
No, by all means.
And so as I look back and I think back to every game in 2025, I think this is the first time in which they did not score on offensive touchdowns in both the first quarter and their first 2 drives. Piegler, I'm combining Caleb and Piegler. Apologies, Caleb. Piegler near that first down marker to bring up 3rd down because it was 2nd and 13. So 3rd and 4 or 5 depending on the spot.
Yeah, and this is a guy that, he's coming off of an injury, and so they have him back in this game. But Smithson Valley, I'm assuming, is going to try to run on the back of Piegler at running back throughout the game, and we should probably see him get more of the ball in these stretch and inside zone run opportunities.
Thank you for pointing that out, Christian. Yeah, Caleb did not play in either of the last 2 games. Gunnar Showquist filling in so well, but back in the lineup tonight. He's in motion, gets the ball here, coming left on 3rd and 6, crossed the 30 and tackled it right around the 28. So he's short. Marker, though.
We've got some yellow laundry on the field.
Yep.
I think that was a horse collar, but let's
I
just
was going to
double check.
say, based in live action, it looked like that might have been the case.
Horse collar.
Yep.
Defense, number 22, 15 yards. Nope.
So, Hector, and talk with me on this one, but for Southside or any opponent, being backed up inside of this field right here with this field position, get any type of personal foul penalty, that's 15 yards is going to be detrimental to this defense and the drive of the other offense, right?
Right. Well, Coach Ricky Locke of Southside saying throughout the week, Smithson Valley doesn't beat themselves. And so from that you can gather, don't give them any help. They're not going to beat themselves. Don't help them beat you. Braxton Sawyer in the flat. Braxton getting a rare touch. He had 1 catch during the regular season, and Braxton making good on catch number 2 inside the 10 of Southside.
Yep. And what we're seeing now is these little dink and dunk passes that Smithson Valley is very known well for. Okay, these little rollout passes with a fullback or a tight end in the flat. They're very well known to do that on our offense, and those guys can kind of sneak away from the defense, and those defenders will lose track of them. So it's very hard to cover against an offense like that.
1st and goal at the 5. Knutson shotgun. Piegler behind him. Brody Wick in motion. Piegler gets the ball. Piegler gets 6. Touchdown, Smithson Valley.
Beautiful play design there on offense for the Smithson Valley. if for those of you watching on that touchdown, we really like to see a play design as a former player and coach myself where we're motioning a receiver to pull away the defense here, right? And we're going to see that this running back is getting the ball handed off to the backside where the motion is going away from him, and that's pulling those linebackers and safeties at least 1 or 2 steps away from where the ball should be going, and that gives him an opportunity to score.
Trent Amaya, second extra point is true. We're back after this. The Rangers score early in the first. They score early in the second, 14-0 on Southside.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
Jeremiah's kickoff, as usual, into the end zone. So Southside will start its first possession of the second quarter at their own 25-yard line. Cardinals defense playing well in that first quarter, but the Rangers on their third trip into Southside's red zone capitalize on a Caleb Piegler touchdown run that makes it 14-0. Still 10:39 remaining before the intermission.
Yeah, and we saw a penalty there that last drive where they had the Southside defense managed to get a hold of a horse collar. And that's really going to hurt a defense, especially when the offense is about to punch it in the red zone. So we want to minimize critical errors if you're any coach out there who understands the game of football.
Look at that Ranger defense holding a team meeting at the ball carrier. Unfortunately for Joe Isaiah Pritchard, he's the ball carrier. Joe Elijah, excuse me.
Yep, Smithson Valley defense, again, proving on this first down that they're going to meet the Cardinals in the backfield and be very strong, filling those gaps. So we're going to see probably much more of that tonight because they've been consistent on the last 2 drives of the Smithson Valley defense being able to kind of make some big-time stops.
It's a Ranger defense that gave up less than 100 yards rushing per game, 96 per 8 per contest. Here's Escobar, the quarterback, out of trouble, making something positive out of nothing past the original line of scrimmage.
And if you're a quarterback in that scenario, I know that feeling where you just go, oh crap, there's nothing out there available, right? And you realize you've got to turn on the jets and get your wheels moving, because if you don't, then by golly, you're going to get eaten up alive. And so that quarterback there, he does a very good job of making sure he turns something out of nothing, like you said, Hector, and uses his speed to his advantage. So I think he could use a little more all night, but let's see what he decides to do and the decisions he makes.
3rd and 9 for the Southside Cardinals. They're at their own 26. Escobar again under pressure. Screen called, though, here. Read well by Smithson Valley. Breaking a tackle, though. Nice job as Samuel Corona stayed on his feet. Still well shy of the first down, but that play taking a little longer than maybe you might have thought initially.
Yeah, and the screen, like you said, Hector, a screen is a specially designed play to fool the defense into thinking that, you know, you're gonna sell the pass deep and try to leak the running back out into a flat like that and get some offensive line blocking in front. And then, you know, you can catch 1 or 2 guys blocked and he's off to the races. But Southside wasn't able to get those blocks, and Smithson Valley defense read it very well. So they were hoping to catch him off guard on a 3rd and long, and just didn't happen the way they wanted.
Well, Weston Haney, they're on the stop, but I must have missed something here. There must have been a flag on the play because the Cardinals now have it 1st and 10 at their own 44.
I must have missed something too, Hector. I'll be honest.
I never saw Yellow on the field. Are they yellow or the orange? What color are those flags?
Yellow.
I'm colorblind, in case you couldn't tell by that question. On the give on 1st and 10, maybe a yard. Bring it up 2nd and 9, 2nd and 8.
I mean, we see those flag stick first down markers all day long, so there you go.
Right.
Those are orange for sure.
Joe Elijah Pritchard. They'll give him 1 officially on the carry. Ball's at the 45. Now, along with Joe Elijah, Arturo Banda is the fullback when they go with the fullback set. The receivers, when they go 3 wides, Jaden Iglesias always in there, but Jesus Morales, Maddox Salazar is their tight end. And we took you through the offensive line for the Cardinals a little earlier in the broadcast. Escobar again in trouble and again goes down in the backfield. Justin Roberts with the sack.
He's trying to make something out of nothing. And what we're seeing again is just that 4-down defensive line showing dominance and just getting around off the blocks and making big-time sacks, really. Smith. Shout out to Coach Worst for us, the defensive coordinator for Smithson Valley. He's calling some great calls with stunts, and he's coached those guys really well over there on the defense.
The UTEP commit with 5 sacks during the regular season to go with 3 quarterback hurries. 11 tackles for loss, just a havoc on a defensive line that is among the strengths. Tip drill falls incomplete.
Man, your Smithson Valley defense, you're eating it up alive right now. This is like all-you-can-eat buffet in a way that they're just making stop after stop after stop. And so, again, Southside's offense, they can put together something. They had some success early on in the first quarter, so and even midway through, but this can change the momentum now. Putting the ball back, pinning it close to the end zone is what you're hoping.
So once again, the Southside Cardinals will have to punt. Their only first down in this ball game thus far has come courtesy of a penalty. Escobar standing at his own 27. Gordon Hornsby almost got there. Hogg with the return. He's already got a kick return for a touchdown. This one across the 40, met at the 42. And we'll see where they spot depending on forward progress.
Sets up some decent field percentage here for Smithson Valley offense. All right, we got some good yardage return. I mean, not bad, because going into this, you're thinking we want to try and maximize any special teams opportunity you can. I know that Coach Hill over at Smithson Valley is a big special teams believer, and that's one of the most important teams on his football team.
Coach Larry Hill saying during the week, our defense is great, but they've also helped their offense in these types of cases. Our offense is routinely starting with great field position because of the job that our defense does. Jacob Kirk back to Knutson, deep. Brody Wick all alone at the 20. 15, touchdown Wick, and Smithson Valley goes on top 20-0.
Wow, what a play with the old flea flicker combination with a reverse. I mean, just watch this replay if we have a chance. Beautiful. I mean, it almost looked like it got eaten up here. And then we see the little whoop, flip back to Knutson. And Knutson shows off his arm and just lets it fly for Brody, who is at the gates of heaven and makes an absolute great catch under pressure, scores the touchdown. Man, awesome play, awesome call. Little trick play Houdini up Smithson Valley sleeve there.
Big play for Wick, who already has a touchdown of 60 yards this season. Give him one of 58. We're back after this. The Rangers on top by 3 scores, 7:44 to go in the first half.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Shin Hallam alongside Hector Ledesma here at the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network. And, Christian, you mentioned at the start of the second quarter, hey, this 7-0 score after one, maybe a little bit of surprise. Well, I think with 7:44 still to go before the intermission, I think order's kind of been restored here with a 21-0 lead for Smithson Valley.
Yeah, that's exactly what we saw. Was really just a change of, game plan probably within the drive there, and they had what they call a Houdini trick play up their sleeve, as I call it, and that's been practice for this team especially. That nobody's probably seen that play before, and they just unleash it right here coming out on the drive and just want to reestablish the dominance. So. A very risky play. That trick play worked out, and it's beautiful.
Taking another look at it right now, Christian. There you go.
Beautiful. I mean, you couldn't design a trick play to be more wide open than that.
And those are often the scariest ones because, this might not have gone through Brody's mind at the time, but when you're that wide open, it crosses some receiver's mind. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Don't drop it. Because you're that wide open. There's nothing else to think about. You're not trying to elude a defender. You're not in the process of a route. You were on the fly, wide open. Those are often the trickiest catches to make.
So I'll tell you what's going through the quarterback's mind, too, and Brody's, because I can agree with you, is that Knutson and being in his shoes on plays like that is you're going, oh, crap, he's so open. Don't miss. Don't miss. And just in the little voice in your head, but they both have self-confidence, and props to the great throw. And I mean, Brody just made a great catch under pressure at a high-level game. So in playoffs, we see that. And, I mean, he that's going to go on his record book for the career for sure.
Following the incompletion on 1st and 10, seconds and 10 at the 25, the pitch, Pritchard coming right, hard hit. Couple of yards, bring up 3rd and long once again for the Southside offense.
So we can see some momentum shift. If Southside gets any sort of positive yards here, they're going to capitalize on it. This Smithson Valley defense is plugging those gaps. Those linebackers are making good fillers for what we call, filling the gap. And essentially that's putting a strain on Southside's offense.
Number 44, fullback Arturo Banda, heading to the sideline. The Cardinals making substitutions here ahead of 3rd and 8 at their own 27. Josiah Escobar, their quarterback, 1,100 passing yards this season. Coach Ricky Locke wants to talk it over.
I think this is a critical moment.
It is, and we're going to step aside with them. When we come back, 3rd and 8 for Southside. You're watching the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Links Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
.655 remaining, 3rd and 8 for Southside. That Ranger defense trying to get off the field again, and it appears they will once again. Incomplete.
They couldn't connect on that pass, and that's critical. Coming out after a timeout, right? Southside's trying to reevaluate what they were going to throw or really run on 3rd down, and they decided to try to throw the slant pass and just don't connect it there, which hurts them for their offensive drive there.
Yeah, it appears whenever quarterback Josiah Escobar has had time, maybe some coverages that the Rangers are showing are confusing him a bit, because him and the receivers, because it appears there's been several times now where he's thrown to a spot where there is no pass catcher. He's also the punter, so he gets it away here. Here's Noah Johnson. Cross to 40, midfield. Noah's got the sideline. The 30, one band to beat. Makes the move inside. Brought down at the 3. Escobar, the quarterback/punter, with the touchdown-saving tackle.
And Noah Johnson was just hoping to make it in there. He fought for every little inch at the end. Great blocking on special teams punt return here. And we're seeing that these guys are executing blocks throughout that return and sets up a nice edge for Noah there. And man, he had that determination to get in, but Southside's punter said, nope, not today.
Noah's not only a standout safety, but also a returner. And I see the Smithson Valley offense moving back. There is a penalty. There it is. I had not seen it yet. It was kind of buried at the Southside 40. They've since picked it up. And the return for Johnson will not stand. The Rangers will instead start great field position still, but not at the 3, instead at midfield.
Right, which really sets you back a whole 47 yards. So we may see Smithson Valley just come out and play conservative as they always have historically, mostly played. So expect them to probably run the ball here. But I could be wrong. They could have another trick play up their sleeve. So let's check it out.
Gunnar Sjöquist in the backfield gets the ball. Cross the 50. Gunnar with a lane. 40. Splits defenders and then down at the 25.
Gunner's really showing some strength tonight, wouldn't you say, Hector? He's got that speed and acceleration just once he hits the edge of that stretch play. I mean, he accelerates, and that is crucial as a running back when you have a guy who can just pick up speed very quickly like that on the field. And really setting the edge blocks, too, provide a crucial offense and to the success of Larry Hill's offense.
Such a big part of this offense, even as a listed backup running back, though, as we mentioned, with Caleb Pigler out the last couple of weeks getting plenty of carries. We're going to step aside here. Rangers on the move, up 21-0 in the first half.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their second year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are
all right, before the break, Gunnar Sjöquist going 25 yards to get the Rangers to the 25 yards. Knutson back to pass sideline, another completion. Brody Wick again, back-to-back receptions for Brody. 58-yard touchdown, and now a catch to move the sticks yet again.
Quick passes. It looks like Smithson Valley is just hitting those quick outs now inside this red zone territory. And Brody is proving to be a stellar receiver in this game today for sure.
1st and 10. Let's call it 1st and goal because they're exactly at the 10-yard line. Knutson shotgun. 3 wides. Although Julian Martinez goes in motion. Sjöquist looking to get into the end zone. Got the corner. Gunnar knocked out of bounds at the 1.
Smithson Valley really loves running these stretch plays. So if you're watching at home, take a notice to some of their offensive strategy here, right? They're running into the weak side boundary, which is the closer side of the field where the ball has less real estate. Now, if you're watching, you're going, well, why would they do that? Why would they run to the short end of the field where there's less room to run, closer to the sideline? Well, there's some mismatch, and they've studied film. The coaches at Smithson Valley and Larry Hill and his staff have studied to see that there's weakness there, and they're attacking it.
2nd and goal at the 1. Knutson looks to keep. Southside defense holding firm.
Big stop here if you're Southside defense for sure, right? I mean, you have a former state championship offense down your throat right here inside the goal line, and you make a big-time stop. That is a huge success. So if Southside stops them again, they could put Smithson Valley in a predicament of having to kick a field goal.
Big ol' 1, Alanis at nose guard, 12 tackles for loss. He's flanked by Alejandro Casas and Fabian Varela for those Southside Cardinals on the defensive line. Casas 4 sacks, so a young man who can get after it in the offensive backfield. 3rd and goal from the 1. Julian Martinez in motion. Gunnar Sjöquist plunges. Short again.
Wow. So Smithson Valley's been stopped 3 times inside this red zone goal line scenario. And they were trying everything they could on offense to get an extra blocker, even on that last play, motioning over a fullback. So they're going to go for it here, and they're going to try to punch it in.
4th and goal at not even the 1. They're an inch away from the goal line, it appears. Knutson, shotgun, Martinez in motion, Sjöquist, touchdown. Gunnar, a touchdown machine.
Untouched.
13 touchdowns, Christian, on the season. He's third in the team in scoring, even though he's a backup running back.
Wow.
Only Hunter Haug and Trent Amaya have scored more touchdowns, not including the touchdown pass that Ty Knutson has thrown. But Gunner again into the end zone, his first of the playoffs, and the extra point to come.
So I guess that really shows everyone at home and even the other opponents that they don't just rely on one player. Coach Hill obviously is spreading the ball out to all of his athletes, giving them opportunities, and these guys are all stellar athletes making big-time plays.
Trent Amaya makes it 28-0. We're back after this. Rangers Network streaming to you on the NFHS Network.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
Want to correct something I said right before we went to the break, Christian. I said Gunner is third on the team in scoring, and that's the point that I was trying to make. That's the point that stands. But number one is Caleb Piegler, not Hunter Haug. Piegler has the most points among Rangers offensive players, or Rangers players, period. Trent Amaya is second. And then below them, right below them, is Gunnar Sjöquist, who did not play a whole lot in the first half of the season as Piegler was getting a bunch of carries. But Gunnar, that's how big a part of the offense he's become, finishing the regular season third on the team in scoring.
Yeah, and I think that's a testament to say that he's an athlete as well. So look out if you're playing this Smithson Valley offense, because Sjöquist can really shine out, really, essentially. And he's proving to be a great second back, and Coach Hill is comfortable enough to rotate him in with the ones at the even pace that Piegler's getting reps too.
That is 14th touchdown to go with the 13 in the regular season. Colton Hornsby back in the backfield. Colton, 11 tackles for loss for Colton on the regular season. Another one there.
Yep, we're seeing this defense again make critical stops. If they force Southside's offense to a 3-and-out, that's not going to be good for Southside, because they have to capitalize and get a touchdown here, hopefully within this second quarter, or 2 or 3, if they want to have any shot at hopefully staying with Smithson Valley throughout the game.
Second down and 11 following the loss of a yard. Dive play up the middle. Couple. Banda with the carry, it would appear.
Yeah, we're seeing some kind of change-up of style of offense. They're trying some new things maybe to see if they can get it to work. So if you're watching at home, understand that sometimes if something isn't working in your normal routine or your normal plays aren't working, you got to stretch a little bit out of the box and try to find something that could work. So maybe they might have a trick play up their sleeve here as well.
Maddox Salazar, the ball carrier, listed as a tight end, getting the carry there for the Cardinals. 3rd and 9 after Salazar picked up 2. Pass complete. That's the first completion of the night, I believe. Noah Johnson, big hit, prevents the Cardinals from picking up a first down. But 4th and short at right around their own 38 or so, 33 or so.
There's that slant that they've been trying to hit at least 2 or 3 times earlier in the first half of the game. And so they finally connect on it. And when they do, the ball is just a little bit late here, Hector. And so for those watching as well, understand as a quarterback and former receiver, that slant has got to be thrown earlier to avoid those kind of big hits like that. But props to the receiver who just held on to the ball. I mean, man, he stuck it and was able to hold on.
Takes us to the 2-minute timeout. We're back after this. Southside trying to get something going on offense. First round of the playoffs.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
Final 2 minutes of the first half. Rangers on top 28-0. The Southside Cardinals appearing to go here on 4th and 2 at their own 33. Josiah Escobar behind center. Here they go. Nothing there. Turnover on downs. The Rangers will have a chance to make this a 35-0 ball game before the half.
And for Southside, they just tried to make something on that 4th down out of desperation here to really get that first down and try to keep the ball. Because at the end of the day, the team who has the ball and for the most time is usually going to come out on top as the winner. And that, again, I wouldn't question that coaching call as a former player and coach. And for those watching, I think the coach made the right call trying to go for it on that 4th and short scenario to give his team the best shot to win, but they just couldn't get it.
Well, look at Kyle Bierman, number 90 for the Rangers, coming off the field. 26 tackles on the year for Kyle. A sack to go with 4 hurries. A big part of that Ranger defense and that defensive line. 1st and 10 from the 31 of Southside. Knutson looking left. In trouble, gets away, throws it away.
Yep, smart decision there by the quarterback. When you get under pressure and you have the ball and you have guys coming down to chase you, it's always good as a quarterback just to throw it away and live to play another down. So smart decision there, and especially on a 1st down, right? Keep the drive alive, as we call it.
Keep the drive alive. 2nd and 10 at the 31. Knutson, young man who has received offers from the likes of UTSA, Texas A&M, Texas Tech. Texas was here in attendance, checking him out a couple weeks back. A lot of interest. He is just a junior. Got some PT on last year's state title team, before taking over full-time this year. Piegler, 1st down on 2nd and 10, inside the 20.
And there's Piegler making an appearance, showing his strength and saying, I ain't done yet. And he's lowering his shoulder and really proving to be that physical running back that Smithson Valley is rocking behind and handing the rock to. So good job, Piegler. Good job, offensive line, for making great execution on your blocks and good run.
At the 19, and though the clock goes under a minute and a half, time not an issue whatsoever, especially given where the Rangers are on the field. All 3 of their timeouts left as well. Knutson looking left, slot, intended for Luke Peace. It would have been Luke's first reception.
Peace has also been known throughout the season to be a pretty good receptor of the ball, too, on those short passes, historically speaking, this season. So for Peace, man, having his first opportunity, Knutson just tries to drill it into the window here between 2 defenders. That is a tough catch. So credit to any receivers out there who, when you have 2 defenders on you, it is hard to play around and try to catch the ball.
To your point, Christian, 26 catches. That's 2nd on the team in 2025. 322 yards. Just a yard separated him, along with Brody Wick on the receiving list. Knutson, draw, cross the 15, gets outside. Bring up 3rd and 5, maybe 4, depending on the spot.
Yeah, good play call there, right? For any offensive coordinators, if you're watching at home or coaches, right, we pass the ball all night, short game, hit those quick routes, and then you call the quarterback draw to get some good yards here and set up for a manageable 3rd down.
3rd and 5 is the down and distance at the 14. Clock now goes under 45 seconds. Piegler to get Caleb. I think he's shy of the first down by about a yard, and I think we've got a Ranger timeout coming. There it is. Let's take the break with him. When we come back, see if Smithson Valley can punch it in right here at Ranger Stadium.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road, from up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
Off of their first timeout in the first half, the Rangers 4th and 1 at the Southside 10, and they're going with 32 seconds remaining in the first half. Gunnar Sjöquist, right, first down for the Rangers inside the 5.
Yep, and there's that extra motion blocker coming this way to the weak side, right, away from the double set receivers. Smithson Valley is trying to run to that weak side position of Southside's defense. So, they like what they see, and they're probably going to pound the rock more that way.
We'll be back after this. Smithson Valley knocking on the door once again.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
Hey, I didn't put a filter on. Look at this. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, it's because Link's roofing is in the shop. Anything next to the toughest roofing you can get looks not so tough. Anything?
Link's Roof, the second toughest thing in the Smithson Valley area.
Well, Southside safety Joey Ramirez carried off the field. Our best to Joey. Interception to start the game, a big one for this Southside D. Joey coming up with the big play that prevented the Rangers from coming up 14-0 on their first touch of the ball game. Yeah. Senior safety for these Cardinals.
Nobody wants an injury, especially for any player that's critical to your team. So God bless him, and I hope prayers are all to his safety and his health.
First and goal at the 4, Isaiah Reggie, touchdown Smithson Valley.
Simple slant route right there, Smithson Valley offense. Good job making something here, just punching it right in. You know, when you're in doubt and you have man coverage inside the goal line, a great play call here as a former coach is let's call the slant route and just let one of our best athletes out there, which are the receivers, do the work.
21 ticks is the time remaining as Trent Amaya comes out to make it 35-0. And he does just that. When we come back, final 21 ticks of the first half, the Rangers in control, first round of the playoffs.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Links Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
"21 seconds remaining in the first half, right here on the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network. Trent Amaya on for a 5th kickoff in the first half. Rangers taking a 35-0 lead on an Isaiah Reggie 4-yard touchdown pass. The kick fielded at the 40, up back, and then going down right away. I believe it's Arturo Banda.
He just seemed to catch it right.
Yeah.
And it was like, hey, the ball's here in my hands. Okay.
Yeah.
But he made the right decision going down on that play and just playing it safe. So don't get lit up by the first line of defense from Smithson Valley. Yeah. Credit to him on that one. But, sometimes it comes off the kicker's foot wrong. I can't exactly tell you what happened there other than maybe it came off the foot wrong or they were attempting to try and squib it and make it a harder kick.
Any way you slice it, the Cardinals have it at the 42, 19 seconds before both teams head into the locker room. Josiah Escobar, handoff. That's Samuel Corona.
And we're seeing a much tighter offense here from this Cardinal offense. They had been spread out in the first quarter and the first half of this second quarter. And now I think they're trying to switch it up a little bit, maybe try to strategize and get some run game established, hopefully for this next half, and keep that ball safe. So as we go into this next half, Hector, what are we going to look forward to?
That is exactly the question. We'll find out after halftime. 35-0, the Rangers in the bi-district round of the Texas high school football playoffs, a 35-0 lead on Southside. Rangers Network streaming to you on the NFHS Network. Intermission is next.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend.
Our Smithson Valley Athletic Booster Club wants to thank Fuller Construction. The Fullers have a long tradition of being Rangers. They are dedicated to providing high-caliber work for all their clients and our Smithson Valley athletes. Thank you, Fuller Construction. Abundant Life Expressions has been proudly serving San Antonio with top-quality screen printing since 1991. They are a proud sponsor of our Smithson Valley Rangers and support us and keep us all in our latest Ranger fashion. Thank you, ALE. Thank you to GVTC for the continued support year after year. GVTC has been sponsoring our Rangers for over a decade. You have helped us grow and succeed. Thank you, GVTC.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
At Lynx Roofing, every job has a halftime. Time to finish strong.
Okay, it was a rough start to the half. We kept our composure though. We know the heat got to us. Jonathan, you pulled through though. The second half, I'm gonna need all your guys to clean up the material. Can you do that?
Yes, Coach, I got you.
Okay, John, now that the tear-off is behind us, your team has to focus on the dry-in and the install of those beautiful GF shingles. Can you do that for me?
Yes, Coach.
All right then, let's go out there, let's execute. Let's make sure that that house never forgets that Lynx was there. Let's go.
Sure, it was just a skit. But for us, every roof is game time.
Roofing doesn't always work like this, but you can't wait until the second half of your roof's life to make adjustments. Here at Lynx Roofing, we repair and replace roofs, so we have you covered any time of the year.
Hey, tell them about Smithson Valley.
Oh, that's right. Lynx Roofing is a proud gold sponsor of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, committed to the community both on and off the field.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
Are you sure you don't want to go to the movies, Abuela?
Mijo, I love you, but I prefer the classic movies. You go, have a good time. What's this?
Just come with me.
Oh, ay, mijo.
Your choice, Abuela.
GVTC, connecting you.
From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming, brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
It is so crazy to think that I wore that, my final game, my senior year.
I was in the science club, and I was a member of the first golf team at Canyon High School.
I'm proud to be alumni of Comal ISD because of the community and support that they give us. Teachers and coaches that poured into me gave me the confidence to come back and have those leadership skills to pour into these kids the way I was.
Being a graduate of Comal ISD has impacted my life just because of the connections I've made, and it makes me want to carry myself in a way that represents the district as a whole. I currently play football here at Trinity. I'm an accounting major. I'm a junior here.
The reason I decided to run for the board was I loved my experience in Comal. And when I realized that there was an opportunity to not only shape my own children's lives, but that of 30,000 children and 3,500 staff members to just grow greatness, to go out into the world to be better citizens for tomorrow. So it is a true passion of mine that Comal ISD continues to go that path.
It's really neat knowing that a lot of these girls grew up coming to watch, and even last year I had a girl that graduated and she had showed me pictures and film of her sitting in the stands when I played, and I thought that was super cool, and she's expressed to me how neat it is for her to play for me.
It set a foundation that has led me to create a very successful family insurance business and serve over 28 years in public office, both locally and at the state level.
Knowing that I'm part of a bigger family of an amazing group of individuals, and just going to school in San Antonio, I often run into more alumni of Comal ISD, and just getting the chance to talk to them and seeing their experiences and seeing where they are now is amazing.
Oh my goodness, it's tradition, it's pride. I think it's something that there's no better compliment than being raised here and then coming back to have your kids have a similar experience as my own. And while my heart is all Navy, you better believe you'll find me with my purple community cheering on those Warriors in the Friday night lights at the Coliseum.
Cougar spirit still lives in me, and when I went to Canyon High School, we were the only high school in the district. And now look at it. It's one of the largest, most prolific districts in the Central Texas area, both athletically and scholastically. And so I'm very proud of that.
Gavin, appreciate you joining us again. I'm Chris Cooley. We're here from the GVTC Foundation, and we want to talk to you about the scholarship you applied for with us, the CTE, the Career and Technical Education Scholarship. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
Where did you find out about this scholarship from? How did you hear about it?
Actually, one of my friends texted it to me, just because they knew I participated in the CTEs.
Well, let me tell you, that is a very good friend, because we're here to tell you you have won the 2025 GVTC Foundation $7,500 CTE scholarship. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. How are y'all doing today?
Good.
I think.
Well, sorry to call you down to the office. This is Chris Cooley, and we're here with the GVTC Foundation. We wanted to talk to you about the Ola Armstrong Scholarship that you applied for. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you've applied for quite a few, right? There's a lot of scholarships out there, but we're here to tell you that you are the recipient of the 2025 $15,000 Ola Armstrong Scholarship from the GVTC Foundation. Congratulations to you.
I couldn't be more proud. Thank you so much.
Well, hello, Riley. This is Chris Cooley here from the GVTC Foundation. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Well, sorry to catch you on the road.
No, you're good.
We looks like you're in trouble here. There's a lot of people here, but we've got some questions about your application. This is regarding our GVTC Foundation Richie T. Sorrells Scholarship.
Yes, sir.
Does that ring a bell?
Yes, sir, it does.
I'm sure you filled out a lot of applications. We see you're on the road. I know you're coming back from a school trip, so we'll jump right to it and tell you congratulations. You are the recipient of the 2025 GVTC Foundation $25,000 Richie T. Sorrells Scholarship. Congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was not expecting this.
Well, I plan on going into graphic design at Texas State University, and hopefully afterwards being able to use that in my own career experience and hopefully start a business or work through a business, learning on that.
Well, I just want to start by saying thank you to the GVTC Foundation again for giving me this opportunity. It will go a long way in helping pay for college by covering just a chunk of my first semester or more. I'm planning to do something with math, not quite sure yet, but perhaps actuarial science, and this will definitely help further my education in that. So thank you very much again.
So this is going to go towards my education at Texas A&M University. I plan to major in animal science and pursue a career in veterinary medicine, whether that be through working in a vet clinic or product development and research. It's been a passion of mine for many, many years, and I plan to pursue that further in the future. I want to say thank y'all so much for all that y'all do to support youth development in our community. It means so much to me and countless other youth, and it really encourages youth in our community, whether that by acknowledging their leadership, community service, and hard work. So I just want to say thank you for everything that y'all do to support youth in our community. It means so much to me and countless others.
Congratulations to all of you, to the students and to your parents as well. It's a big day for y'all, but it's also a really big day for all of us. As Richie mentioned, this is who we are. So I think for us, you know, what we can do in the community and investing in the students.
Lieutenant Emmy Kuhn, Junior Lieutenant Kendall Keller, Senior Lieutenant Reagan Miggy, Lieutenant Colonel Sadie Salas, and your Colonel Sophie Zettler. Social Committee President is Zoe Owens. The Silver Spurs Spirit Girl of the Week is Reagan Miggy, and the Dancer of the Week is Sadie Salas. And tonight, the Silver Spurs will be performing with their loved ones to We Go Together from Grease, the movie, played by your incredible Ranger Band.
Yeah!
Fellows would like to thank Paul Allen Homes, Victory Concrete, Beauty Works Med Spa and Wellness, Texas House Electric, Computer Engineering and Surveying, Guido Materials, Boss, American Dance Company, Johnny's Dance Studio, Briggs Cabinetry, NTG, Stony Creek, and Lady Homemaker. Thank you for your continued support, and let's hear it one last time for your Silver Spurs. Ranger fans, help us recognize our Ranger Band section of the week, the Band Boosters. Next, the Ranger Band will perform their year-round marching show entitled The Jungle Game. Their show will feature music from Henry Jackman, Dan Helmsberger, Rosanna Galante, Guns N' Roses, and Ben Higgins. Soloists for the Ranger Band are Lila Winkler on clarinet and Carly Kay on flute.
As the story is told, this is no rock game. It is an adventure of great value. Many who have played have never been seen again. But of course, what harm could possibly come from playing a simple game? Now, who wants to go first? The jungle. The cheetah speed, the fastest round. You'll have to outrun it. Stand your ground. the honeymoon pieces. The hyenas welcome their newfound feast.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antonio. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in Texas.
Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by GVTC, Jeremy Fuller State Farm, Lynx Roofing, The Branch, Christopher Ashley Pools, Let's Get Pickled and Shop, ALE Custom T-Shirt Printing, Fuller Construction, and Wick Productions.
Every shoe they've ever worn has been black. That little voice they hear inside their heads is Coach Larry Hill. When asked their favorite color, they all agree it's always navy. They all believe that the baseball team, a certain law enforcement group, and the 4x4 side-by-side were all named after them. The only thing on their Christmas list is Whataburger gift cards. Each of them has officially changed their middle name to Smithson. When choosing their jersey number, they all answered anything but the number 1. They are the most Rangers in the world.
Stay Navy, my friend. From Blanco to Bulverde, Bernie to New Braunfels, GVTC Local Lens is your connection to Hill Country happenings. 24 hours a day, tune into GVTC Channel 16 for local high school sports, community events, and original programming. Brought to you with the power of GVTC. Tune in now for a unique view of your community through the GVTC Local Lens.
Round one of the high school football playoffs. Second half about to get underway. Smithson Valley kicking us off. A game in which they lead the Southside Cardinals 35-0 here at Rangers Stadium. This broadcast on the Rangers Network, brought to you and streaming to you on the NFHS Network. Trent Amaya, broken record when it comes to his kickoffs, touchback. And as we begin half number 2, winner of this ball game gets the winner of Edinburgh Vela Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, and a halftime score to pass along from that ball game, Christian Hallam. Vets Memorial leads Vela 10-0.
Wow.
And so winner of that game will play winner of this game in round number 2 next weekend.
Sounds like they got a good ball game going on over there. For sure. And what we've seen in the first half is that Smithson Valley defense came out very strong. And even Southside's defense has come out to be vicious at times too and put a stopping on Smithson Valley offense early in that first quarter. So just to kind of give you guys a quick recap for those watching, we've seen some guys light it up on Smithson Valley defensive line and put a lot of 3-0 stops to their Southside offense. And Southside offense has been able to kind of see a little bit of success, but hasn't capitalized on it to put 7 points on the board. And then Smithson Valley has a trick play up their sleeve here and there, establishes a run game and throws a ball around and slings the ball around a little bit. And here they are, 35-0.
To Christian's point, the only first down that Southside gained in the first half came because of a penalty. On 2nd and 8 here, they near first down yardage. Will be short, though, so 3rd and 2, maybe 3, depending on the spot. Looks like 3, could even be 4 or a long 3. Either way, 3rd down is what's coming up for Southside.
Yep, and we could see 3rd downs being very critical downs throughout any ball game, and especially this one when you are in the playoffs. Every down matters, and when you get to a 3rd down scenario, those plays are going to be very critical to maintain your first downs and maintain possession of the ball.
Caleb Barrow, Kyle Bierman, Justin Roberts, Hudson Woods, the listed starters defensive line. Colton Hordsby, Jacob Stover, Weston Haney, the starting linebacking crew. On 3rd and short of the first down of the Cardinals. At the 35, they need the 36.
So this puts them up in a 4th down scenario. First down.
Oh, they gave it to him. Good spot. From here, the angle from here looked like they were short.
And I was fixing to say that if they were in a 4th down scenario, that would have been tough for their offense coming back to another 4th down scenario from the first half as well. But they got the first down, so they can keep the drive alive.
And relating to something I said just about a minute ago, that is Southside's first offensive first down that doesn't come via penalty. From their own 35. Handoff coming right side, not a whole lot there. That defense closing up in a hurry. We took you through the front 7. Hunter Haug, Noah Johnson, Blayton Camacho, and Liam McGee, the starting secondary for your Rangers, although Justin Hackett in there right now with that left corner spot.
Yeah, we've seen Hunter Haug early in that first half of this ball game really be explosive right off the bat with that kick return for a touchdown. And so he might light it up later tonight and continue to. But the Smithson Valley defensive line has proven to be kind of a wall for this Cardinal offense.
Back to the line of scrimmage went the Cardinals on that previous play. 2nd down and 10. 3 wides, trips to, or should say twins to the left of Josiah Escobar. That pass complete. Tight end Maddox Salazar.
And so Smithson Valley's defense here, guys, is keeping it very, very conservative. They're trying to keep everything underneath them in their coverage. They're playing really well in their zone coverage and keeping these guys underneath the zone within 5 yards away. And so that maintains good cushion, as we call it, right, and protecting the long, deep passes.
It's a gain of 2. Rangers have done a nice job of holding Jaden Iglesias in check, leading receiver for the Cardinals coming in. 61 receptions on the year, 610 yards, 4 touchdowns. Maybe Southside goes to him here, although Escobar won't have a chance to get rid of it. Quarterback sat, Caleb Barrow, 8 sacks in the regular season, picking up another one right here.
That's a big play for Smithson Valley, right? They could put a big turnover here and get the ball and potentially go increase the score. So good job on their defense. And for the Cardinals, you've got to punt it really far and hope to get Smithson Valley pinned in a corner here to try to have any shot to stop their offense.
Hunter Haug and Noah Johnson back to receive the Josiah Escobar punt. If you were not with us earlier in the broadcast, the quarterback for the Cardinals, Josiah Escobar, also handles their punting and kicking duties. Boots it away. He's right around his own 18. Noah Johnson fields it across the 40. He's got the sideline. Noah Johnson's got a special teams touchdown.
And no flags so far.
Well, no, he's knocked out. He must have stepped out of bounds and right around the 20. Oh, there's a marker on the field. That's why the officials one of the officials here was sprinting back toward the 25. And I thought he was going to mark, hey, this is where Noah. There we go.
Receiving team.
Holding on the receiving
Number 92.
team. Okay.
10 yards. First down.
I thought he was doing that, Christian, to say, hey, he stepped out of bounds at this spot. Instead, it's holding.
So we saw no yellow laundry be thrown on the field, but they're still going to throw a marker down to call a holding
29
call.
yards on the punt, 10 yards on the penalty.
So that puts us that puts us essentially for the Smithson Valley. They had a chance to really kind of just change the momentum very quickly on that kick or that the punt return for the touchdown. My apologies there. And so now they're going to have to work for this touchdown.
Knutson 9 of 16 in the first half, 147 yards, 2 touchdown tosses, rushed 4 times for 11 yards. An interception on that first drive of the ball game. Gunnar Sjoquist, the first carry on the first play from scrimmage for the Rangers, gets around the end. 2nd down and 4 coming.
Yep. And so second half strategy, here's what I'm thinking, right? For those watching at home, as a former player and coach myself, I can kind of talk you through this and help you understand that in this second half strategy, you're up 35 points, okay? We're going to see a lot more conservative ball playing style where they're going to run the ball a lot more and heavily carry the ball in the hands of Caleb Piegler and Sjoquist.
Brody Wick screen toward the sideline. Brody knocked out of bounds at right around the 22. Wick continuing where he left off in the first half. 3 catches for Brody, 91 yards. That included a 58-yard touchdown pass and a beautiful crossing route as well for his first reception. For Wick, he's now got 4 receptions on the ball game.
You would think that they'd want to cover that stud by now, wouldn't you? Put your best player on him or something, because he's been lighting it up and he's made every single catch count every time the ball's thrown his way.
With that first down pickup, the Rangers have it at the Southside 22. Haug in motion. He has it, 20, 15. Hunter's got the corner. Hunter looks to make it a move inside. Touchdown, Hunter Haug is 2nd of the ball game, 1st from the offensive end.
Smithson Valley favors those reverses too a lot. They've really adapted to their offense, running the ball, staying strong downhill, and then they can just run it to the outside and catch you on a reverse if you're not careful. And especially as a defensive player, that is hard to kind of track down and watch where the ball's going with a lot of misdirection happening in the backfield there.
22-yard rush to go along with an 83-yard kick return to start the ball game. Amaya's extra point is good. 5 minutes into half number 2, the Rangers strike again. 42-0 over the Southside Cardinals. We're back after this. First round of the Texas High School Football Playoffs.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to San Antone. No matter where I travel, one thing remains the same. Everybody loves Ford here in the Lone Star State. Ford is the best in
Rangers Network streaming to you on the NFHS network. Smithson Valley all over Southside here in a bi-district matchup between districts 13 and 14 in 5A's Division 1. Hunter Haug's second touchdown of the ball game gives the Rangers a 42-0 lead. And Christian Hallam, this kind of the theme for the Rangers all season long and really throughout their program history is that they do it as a team. Even though this is their sixth touchdown, it's the first in which it's recorded by a player who's already scored.
Yeah.
Each of the first 5 touchdowns scored by 5 different guys. Haug, Caleb Piegler, Brody Wick, Gunnar Showquist, Isaiah Reggie. Ty Newton's thrown 2 of those, so throw him into the mix. And now Haug with a second touchdown.
Yeah, and Hector, you're completely not wrong here. There's a lot to say about that, and I first want to start off and say, for those that are watching and understand the game of football, that shows, one, the stellar athlete or the competition that you have over at Smithson Valley. Like, these guys are all good at what they do in all positions. So you can naturally distribute the ball to any position, and as a coach, you can be comfortable with that, knowing that the ball is in good hands. And two, that also shows the great play calling ability by Coach Larry Hill and his staff, right? And the studying of the film that they do. Because I have tremendous respect for all coaches out there as a former coach myself, that you can distribute the ball and keep the other coaches on their toes. There's never an expectation that you're going to get the ball to one guy. And so that really makes you respect the game even more and know that as a coach yourself, hey, he knows how to distribute the ball to different guys on his versatile offense, and that makes it tougher to stop.
Following a completion on 1st and 10 that picked up 3, Southside has it at the 28 following the touchback. Josiah Escobar with a couple of completions here to start things off out of the locker room. Little play action, that one incomplete. They were looking for Jaden Iglesias, receiver we mentioned moments ago.
And they try to keep hitting those slants, Hector. So we're seeing a lot tonight that they are just throwing after those slants, even in the first half, and they haven't been able to complete a really good percentage of them, and a few of them have connected, but they really want to try to expose Smithson Valley's defense in those short little slant holes.
Jesus Morales, the intended receiver, I believe that was 6, not 3. Iglesias, number 3. Jesus Morales, number 6. 3rd and 7 for the Cardinals at the 28. On the screen, trying to throw it back and incomplete. They were looking there in the direction of Serafino Nino, number 8. That one, though, not able to be handled, and here comes the punt unit once again.
Yep, and a simple tunnel screen like that is what you want to set up for, to try and create a tunnel in the middle of the field where the receiver is running underneath, catching the ball with speed and momentum. And Southside couldn't connect and get a good throw in there and some blocks, and Smithson Valley's defense was ready for it, and looks like they read it and we're all over it.
A Rangers somewhat expecting potentially maybe a fake or something, because back deep to receive that kick for the Rangers, instead of Noah Johnson or Hunter Haug, they had Shayton Davis, the freshman safety, back there. And so you get the sense that maybe the special teams unit thought, well, in case they try a little trickeration, we'll be ready for it here on a 4th down in which the game is well in hand right now for the Rangers on the Rangers side of things.
Yeah, and Hector, honestly, they almost blocked it that time too. A single man almost made a huge play for Smithson Valley special teams. But, like you said, Hector, I'm not surprised if they try to go for anything super special here. And at this point, 42-0, Southside has to have a little bit of desperation in order to find something that could work.
Julian Martinez, first catch of the season. Big old number 88. Senior fullback. Gets some time in behind Braxton Sawyer. First down pickup on 1st and 10 into Southside territory at the 45. Knutson with twins to this side. Jacob Kirk and Isaiah Reggie. Martinez in motion. Renix Vizaruga his first carry. Reddick still on his feet. The 30 inside the 20 before he's rushed out of bounds.
Beautiful counter play there. If we have the chance to see the replay, that was awesome, right? We watch this counter play. We motion the fullback to the play side, and then we run the counter out the backside, which is pulling all the defenders to that play side, right side of the field, and, man, leaves a wide open space for the running back to have a lot of room to run, and he's off to the races.
Rennick's a junior running back, 130 yards in the season, 31 carries, 4.2 every time he touched it. He's scored twice. 1st and 10 at the 17. Knutson shotgun. Martinez in motion. Here's Peace. Luke inside the 5.
Smithson Valley sets up their version of the screen just a little bit different now with the tight end. Big old Peace is making some big plays throughout the season, and finally he gets to catch and make a touch on the ball, so he's hoping to score here. And this is a great job by the receivers block and holding their blocks. That is really what sets the success for a tunnel screen, or a sort of pop screen, as we call it.
Peace just a sophomore. College interest already, expected only to grow. Big young man, sideline touchdown, Rennick's Vizituga.
Simple stretch play right there, right? Smithson Valley's bread and butter. They have run that all season, all night, will continue to do so, because I know one thing. Coach Hill and his staff have established the running game as the stretch to be their decisive move when it's critical and the game is on the line.
And after failing to score on either of their first 2 possessions, the Smithson Valley offense is giving us the kind of performance that we've been accustomed to seeing all season long. Amaya's extra point. True. 4:14 remain now in the 3rd quarter. The lead 42-0 for Smithson Valley. 49-0, excuse me. We're back after this right here on the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their 2nd year of supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do.
Rangers Stadium, the faithful treated tonight to a 49-0 score through 2 quarters of football and 8 minutes into the 3rd. Amaya's short kick, intentional, returned it right around the 15, crossed the 20. The Rangers special teams making the tackle at right around that 25-yard line.
Yeah, nice little tactical pooch kick, as we call it. Not a dog is in a pooch, but a pooch kick is in. We're pooching it up into the air, okay? For those watching at home, I know, it's a little humor in that one. But pooch kick can be very tactical at times, especially when you're trying to slow down the kickoff return to have the ability to receive the ball. And you give a lot of airtime for your guys to cover some ground.
Mark it at the 26. That's what Josiah Escobar lines up in shotgun formation. Give coming right. Look for a second there, like Samuel Corona had a nice lane to run through. It closed up quickly, though.
Yeah, speed of Smithson Valley defense. But we're seeing that Southside has run the ball a lot more this second half, trying to establish some run game premise here. And they have lanes that are opening up, and they are just closing very quickly on them.
It's a pickup of 2. 2nd and 8 for a Southside program that went 6-4 in the regular season, 5-3 in district play. The give, although he got past the initial wave of that defensive front, the backers closing in quickly.
Yep. They line up in more of a spread formation and try to hand the ball off inside and spread out Smithson Valley's defense. That coaching philosophy is as old as football's ever been around. Is if you want to establish a good run game, right, you got to make them respect the pass game too. So lining up and spreading out and expecting the defense to be spread out is one way to open up gaps on the inside. And it didn't work out the way they wanted on that, but hey, Smithson Valley has a chance to kind of stop them and go kind of further punch it in and drive the score up even more. And if Southside can capitalize this 3rd and long, then maybe they might have a shot to try and change some momentum.
3rd and 7 at their 29. Escobar rolling to his left. Incomplete. Looking for Samuel Corona. Sammy couldn't hold on. Brings up 4th and 7, Christian.
Yeah, just simple bootleg here, right? Simple rollout to the open side of the field. Get your fullback into a flat or running back and give him some chance or space to kind of make a play with the ball once it gets in his hands. And, Southside just couldn't connect on that one. And if you're a Southside watcher, Hector, I mean, it might be a little frustrating watching this offense because, you've got to be frustrated, obviously, seeing kind of that there's only 1 first down or 2 first down here and there. And they haven't had a whole lot of success all night, really, on their offense. But credit to them, they're playing a high caliber team here in the first round of the playoffs.
Escobar's punt, pretty high, covered by the Cardinals, and so that's where the Rangers will start this next possession at their own 47-yard line. Easton Walker set to come in at quarterback for the Rangers. So it appears that Ty Knutson's night is done.
And this is an opportunity now, like Hector said, with Knutson being out, Coach Hill is going to start putting in his twos, his backups and threes. And guys, don't be fooled, right? These guys are just as valuable to the program and the future of Smithson Valley or even any football program that starts to play their 2s and 3s. This is a great opportunity at a high level in the playoffs to give them experience and valuable time on the field to hone in their skills.
Easton throwing right away on his first snap. It's complete to Lincoln McKeon. Easton on the season 22 of 27, 263 yards, a touchdown, no interceptions. McKeon on his end, 28.
So we'll expect a lot more run game here from Smithson Valley's offense and some passes that are going to be more quick game. Don't expect a lot of change on super big plays, but hey, Smithson Valley can still see a lot of success in their strong run game.
And here's McKeon with his first carry. I was just about to say before the snap that McKeon, young man who carried it 28 times for 108 yards during the regular season, gets his first carry there. Not only of tonight, but obviously of the postseason as well. 3.9 every time he touches it. Got a 3rd and 6 coming up at the Southside 49.
Yeah, 3.9 yards a carry. That's not bad at all for a carrier. I don't remember what mine was, but I don't think it might have been as good as his.
Jacob Kirk, the receiver up top. Gavin Kellner, the lone receiver here to the bottom. Kirk, a catch for 10 yards in this ball game. Here he is again. His second catch of the night appears to be just shy of first down yardage. So 4th and short coming up in what will more than likely be the first play of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, there you go. Start distributing the ball to some of your guys who may not see the field as much, right? Gotta love that. And so now Mr. Jacob Kirk's getting an opportunity to have the ball in his hands.
Well, the clock operators aren't even bothering with starting the 40-second play clock. So the Rangers don't have to run a play here if they don't want to. 4th and 1 at the Southside 44. They run it. Walker keeps to the left. First down as he cuts it up.
Nice cut there, too. Good vision by the quarterback, taking the ball and making some positive yards on a QB draw.
Head of the 4th quarter. All Rangers tonight here at Rangers Stadium. 49-0. Smithson Valley 12 minutes away from round 2 of the high school football playoffs.
This game is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Ford is the best in Texas.
I've seen a lot of Texas out on the open road. From up in Amarillo down to
Fourth quarter, Ranger Stadium. Smithson Valley, 1st and 10 at the Southside 38, and a game well in hand in favor of the Rangers. Winner goes on to meet the winner between Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial and Edinburgh Vela. Gavin Kellner, junior receiver who had 3 catches for 35 yards on the season, makes his way to the 30, just shy of a first down. Be about 2 yards short, so 2nd and 2 coming for the Rangers.
Give it to the shifty receiver, man. That little guy's got some speed. Give it to him and let him do his work, and he gets some positive yards and almost gets the first down. That's a great play right there on an outside sweep.
Easton Walker, shotgun formation. Julian Martinez in motion. Coming right. McKeon again. Needed to get to the 28 for the first down. I think he got there. To depend on the spot, though, with forward progress. So
looks
we'll
like
see.
they're spotting him for 2, Hector, here. So it looks like he got the first.
Yep, moving the sticks.
And so, again, Smithson Valley likes to run that stretch under bread and butter, and they're going to prove to be very strong. And even though Southside was ready for it, they just can't stop the first down.
So it appears Gunnar Shokwist's night is done. Gunnar, 10 rushes, 65 yards, and a touchdown tonight. Caleb Piegler, his first start in several weeks, 6 rushes, 33 yards, and a score. 1st and 10 at the 28. Play action. Walker lets it go. Complete. Jacob Kirk. Big target inside the 15.
Wow. What a play by Walker there to kind of just be confident in the pocket and really, with pressure in his face, make a pressure throw. They fake the stretch to the left side, and then he pulls around and bootlegs back the other way to fool the defense and try to find an open receiver, and he manages to do it, even while Southside managed to stay disciplined and hold their zones on their zone coverage.
Kirk with 3 catches on the night. He had the 1 catch for 10 yards in the first half. Isaiah Reggie, 2 catches tonight, 22 yards. He scored. Braxton Sawyer with a catch for 9 yards. Walker fakes the pitch, then keeps it himself inside the 10.
You can really see how the play calling is exceptional coming from the Smithson Valley offense in terms of setting up these defenses, right? Earlier they pitched the ball to a sweep to their receiver. Earlier they also ran the stretch, and now they're running the boot off the stretch, and now they're running the QB draw off this fake sweep. So they are setting up every opportunity to try to fool the defense and give any misdirection available.
Second and 6. Ball at the 9. Trips to Easton Walker's left. Although in motion goes Brett Wallace coming right. Good bit of running by McKeon. Lincoln with a tough run to the 6. Make it the 7.
I mean, at that point, it's just strong football smash mouth. You got to lower your shoulders sometimes and just take it. There's really nowhere else he could have gone. Even if he tries to bounce outside, he's nearing the sideline. So credit to him on that one. And so maybe, Hector, I might be thinking at this point, 3rd down, critical scenario inside the red zone, nearing a score here, another touchdown with your 2s and 3s. We may throw it up one-on-one to this receiver at the top, or we might just run it to stay consistent.
3rd and 4, it's McKeon going left. Lincoln's got an avenue into the end zone. Touchdown, Lincoln McKeon, his first of 2025.
Perfect example of just staying consistent right there, right? See that Smithson Valley keeps the ball on the ground, hand the rock off, and allow your running back to do what he does best when you have a really good offensive line who seals their blocks and makes every angle count for that running back. I mean, great job overall by the offense punching it in here for those 2s and 3s.
Amaya on to make it 56-0. And he does. When we come back, Southside back on offense. 8:21 remain in a game that Smithson Valley has well in hand.
From fall to winter to spring, every season starts with a roof inspection. As proud gold sponsors of the Smithson Valley Athletic Program, we know this community on and off your roof. On your roof, our game plan starts with identifying storm-related damages.
They inspect up there to catch anything we miss down here.
From minor repairs to full roof replacements, we have the people and material to fix any roof and protect your family. Links Roofing, peace of mind in any season.
Well, the Rangers closing in on a second round date here in the high school football playoffs. We're checking in on that Edinburgh Vela Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial score for you, and at last check in the third quarter now, it is still Vets Memorial 10, Vela 0.
Yeah, what we've seen overall is that Smithson Valley has managed to just kind of put their foot on the gas, as we call it, and not let up and really give the ball and distribute it to a lot of players on all that start all over their offense, from the ones down to the 2s and 3s. And now at this point in the game, with 56-0, they're going to try to get as many players experience, both offense and defense, out there, while Southside is looking to just hopefully keep their season alive with whatever chance they got in 8 minutes left.
They'll start at the 33. Yes, 33. Was waiting to see if they spotted the 33 or 34. For the moment, button up the conversation between Vela and Vets Memorial. If Vela does come back to win that game, it would set up a rematch of last year's second-round matchup with the Rangers. Smithson Valley beat them then 55-13. We'll see if Vela can hold on to their end of the bargain in making sure a rematch happens. If not, it is Vets Memorial that Smithson Valley would get next season. Gain of about, let's call it 4 to the 37. Second and 6 coming.
And we'll be very interested to see some of these matchups coming down the lineup in this high school football playoffs this season. I know one thing's for sure. There's a lot of good teams out there that people can expect to win, but one thing's for sure, Hector, is that every team changes every year, right?
No doubt. No doubt. You look at this Ranger ball club, lost a lot of key pieces off of last year's state championship team. The state quarterback, starting quarterback, as Escobar pitches right. Got Corona again, getting across the 35 near the 40. They lost their leading rusher in Brad Sowersby, leading receiver in Brody Day. Some key guys defensively. Cade Spradling played linebacker for him as well as quarterback. Big losses, and yet here they are again, not only winning what some would say the toughest district, 5A district in the region, but maybe one of the toughest in the state. Definitely one of the toughest in the state. Not only winning it, but going undefeated, and hence setting themselves up for what many think, and quite frankly some expect, will be another long run.
Well, I don't think you can say that they lost a lot of dramatic change with a program like Smithson Valley, and especially for their history and tradition and class. Like, they just continue to replace these guys.
Right.
I mean, we're seeing guys step up that are stellar studs, making big-time plays under pressure, like Brody Day, Brody Wick.
Yeah.
And we're seeing players like Ty Knutson, right?
Yep.
Coming back and making these big-time throws with the accuracy that he has, and as a former quarterback, I've got to say that this really makes their offense much more deadly, being able to pass the ball and have a lot more consistency. Caleb Piegler, again, coming back, and he's a big-time player, now stepping up to be the lead running back. I mean, the list I could go on and on. Hunter Haug. I mean,
yes.
Again, these guys, like, Smithson Valley finds a way to fill these gaps. And one thing's for sure, what I know and I want to share with those watching is that Coach Hill knows what he's doing. And for those wondering any coaching philosophy out there, he finds players and maybe moves them in positions different each year. And so, like Caleb Piegler, for example, was playing linebacker more last year, and this year he's playing more running back. So he's really just trying to fill the gaps with players he feels fits the best role for that year. And it really is showing to be a success traditionally and historically. So, again, just credit to the coaches and the staff at Smithson Valley that do a great job every year with their turnover.
Well, there is a reason why when you go back to since 1997, Coach Larry Hill and this Ranger program have a winning percentage greater than 85%. 242 victories against only 44 losses since 1997. That is astounding. They've lost just 44 times in the last 29 years.
Wow, and to be a part of that history means something special for sure. So as we watch, again, Southside Cardinals try to make anything alive for their run game here, I mean, they have shifted their offense and more kind of just, I guess, really just trying to run the ball and run out the clock with about 4 minutes left, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, they've got 3rd and 4 here at their own 49. It's a Southside squad that started the year with a loss to Somerset, 30-7. They got their first win a week later against Central Catholic, 28-15. Made it 2 in a row against Laredo Figueroa, 28-6. Lost to Nixon to start district play, 22-18 was that final. Then beat Laredo Martin, 22-13. Lost to Southwest, 33-0 before a bye week. Will continue their schedule after this play. Pass complete and some room past the 45. Nice catch and then nice job of running by Maddox Salazar afterwards all the way to the Smithson Valley 35-yard line. Max Solis, cornerback for the Rangers, a junior, in on that stop, and we've got a Cardinal down. We'll step aside. When we come back, Southside on offense right here on the Rangers Network, streaming to you on the NFHS Network.
The Smithson Valley athletes appreciate Christopher Ashley Pools. Thank you for all of your support. They are a big part of our community and have their very own Ranger athletes. Our Smithson Valley athletes appreciate the branch for all of their continued support. They keep our hungry athletes fed and contribute towards scholarships and overall athletic needs year after year. The Rangers appreciate you. Lynx Roofing is on their 2nd year supporting our Rangers. They are full throttle in all they do. We are so thankful for their support and being a strong force in our community. If you need a new roof, make sure you call Lynx Roofing. Let's Get Pickled and Shop is our neighborhood spirit wear and more place to be. They are a Ranger family, strong supporters, and create any magic you need. Thanks for all you do for our Rangers and keeping us looking Rangerific.
Following the Maddox Salazar first down pickup, Cardinals have it 1st and 10 at the 36. We were taking you through their schedule here before the timeout. We'd gotten you through their bye week on October 10th. They had just suffered a loss to Southwest at that point, 33-0. As Escobar dares it out down the sideline. Intercepted Ranger football. Was waiting for confirmation that was caught. It was touchback, and Smithson Valley takes over.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, right, it's to be expected. And for anybody that's at home, don't be surprised that at this point, you know, it's playoffs. It's all or nothing. You lose, you go home. So they're, you know, Southside Cardinals just tried to throw that one up, Hail Mary style it. And there's nothing shocking or surprising on that play, but Smithson Valley defense just comes up with the ball and makes a good play, and now it's their ball, turnover on downs.
Gavin Rogers, the INT in the end zone. Gavin, a junior corner. Easton Walker and that Smithson Valley O come back on for what might be the final time tonight. Let's see if they can run the clock out with 3:02 remaining in a 56-0 ball game.
And you know what we might still see is, even though there's 2 minutes, I wouldn't be surprised if they start, you know, distributing the ball to even some other guys that may not get the ball normally and see the playing field as much. So Larry, as far as we've known, likes to give some guys the ball late in the game that maybe not see it. So if they pass, I wouldn't be surprised, and that's not out of disrespect. That's just out of making sure that he's getting the ball to those guys who work their tails off day and night on this football program.
Vizaroga behind Walker. Gets it again here. Cross the 35 and penalty markers here.
Got some hot heads going on down there at the end of the season.
Another flag.
Well, that's something you never want, especially on your team. It can be frustrating, but man, penalties can really hurt a drive. And I know it's late in the game, but as a former football player and coach, always try to keep your guys with class and learn how to take a loss. And I know it sucks and it's the end of the season nearly, but for anybody that's watching, just understand both sides. It doesn't matter who it is. Always got to make sure that we have class and respect with each other.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 41. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 45 and number 55. Those penalties offset. Result of the play, first down.
So it looks like we have a personal foul on Smithson Valley and 2 on the Cardinals.
Yeah.
2 on the play.
2 on the play there.
30.
Yeah, so the ball is now back at the 30, and that's where it's going to be with 1st and 10.
Yeah.
And that takes us to the 2-minute timeout.
And I'll tell you what, that really is – that's kind of the first time I've seen something like that come from a well-disciplined program like Smithson Valley. But, again, there's a lot of emotion running around, so – understand these players pour their heart and their effort into it, and I'm not justifying this, Hector, by saying this,
right?
But I'm just kind of pointing out that there's a lot of emotion and passion running through them, and you have all that adrenaline built up, and when it comes close to a game at the end of the season where it's towards the end, there might be a couple, slip and slide shots here and there,
right? And no doubt from the Southside end of things as well, knowing that your season is coming to an end, if you're not playing football anymore. The rest of the way.
Yeah.
We talked about Southside, about how going into their bye week on October 10th, they were just 1-2 in district play, but they came out of that bye week and essentially set themselves up to get into a point to where they are now, because they beat South San 13-7, beat Southwest Legacy 19-14, beat Eagle Pass Win 20-7, and that basically clinched a spot in the playoffs because they lost to Jay 37-6. But that 5-3 record in 14 5A Division I was good enough for the 4th seed as Lincoln McKeon gets a first down yardage to the 45. That 5-3 mark in league play and 6-4 overall was good enough to get them here into the bi-district round of the playoffs.
Yeah, and beautiful run there that time. We saw a good double team blocking by their offensive line to basically just set the standard on that play and give them a first down and keep the drive alive. So for Smithson Valley, the goal is just to run out the clock here, as anyone who's watching has ever assumed. So nothing new, but again, just helping you out and making sure that you understand that Smithson Valley is definitely just making sure to run the ball and run the clock out.
Jacob Kirk, his 4th catch of the night, results in another Ranger first down. They're across midfield near the 40. As the clock continues to run, Kirk did not go out of bounds until after the whistle was blown, and so the clock now goes under a minute as the ball spotted at the 39 of Southside. For the Rangers, they'll continue a season that saw them start with a 62-6 win against Roosevelt, then the hiccup against Brennan, 30-21. Didn't lose again. Madison 42-10, Champion 41-14 as they started league play. Piper 27-17. Here's Renix Vizaruga with the 30-25. Renix cutting it up inside. Flag as he gets inside the 20.
And you know what? Even with this flag, I like the vision of this running back here, Bizaruga, right?
Yeah.
Is that how you say his name?
It sure is.
Okay. Want to make sure I'm pronouncing it right because
Offense, number 81, 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Still first down.
So even with the flag here, we see the nice vision that this running back Bizaruga is able to make. He cuts back one cut and then makes another cut, making guys miss and defenders kind of redirect. I mean, with his acceleration and his footwork, he's put a lot of work in that weight room and for conditioning.
So they'll have it at the 26 following the holding call. Excuse me, the 36. As the clock continues to run down towards 0. And so a season that after Piper saw the Rangers win 48-7 against Wagner, 56-10 against Seguin, 27-14 against New Braunfels, 56-7 against MacArthur, and 59-0 against Victoria East, now sees them open the playoffs with a 56-0 win against the Southside Cardinals in the bi-district round of the high school football playoffs. Christian Hallam, final thoughts.
Yes, sir. And Hector, it's been a pleasure being here with you tonight and talking some good old Friday Night Lights football on the first round of the playoffs. So for those still watching, just a quick recap here. What we've seen from Southside is a strong kind of stellar first appearance in that first quarter. They come out, make some stops on Smithson Valley, find some success a little bit on defense, and Smithson Valley's forced to kind of change their game a little bit in their progression. They sling the ball around. They resort to a couple, trick shots here and there and a Houdini trick up their sleeve. Get it to Brody Wick for a big touchdown in the game. And that kind of sets the standard, I'd say, for the rest of the game because then after that, Smithson Valley kind of rolled on and steamrolled with their offense and was able to kind of score at every drive after that. So Southside couldn't stop that for the rest of the game. And coming out after the second half, we saw a lot of struggling just to get any yards. So the game plan changed for Smithson Valley just to stop them, and Southside couldn't manage to pull out any success for a touchdown. So, Hector, it's been a pleasure.
Rangers, likewise, my guy. Rangers moving on 56-0. We'll see you in round 2 of the high school football playoffs. For Christian Hallam and all the great folks at Wick Productions, we say goodnight. This has been the Rangers Network streaming to you on the NFHS Network. Smithson Valley 56, Southside 0. Have a great rest of your weekend, everybody.